What's up? Hi, Liv. Bye. Bloody wife's on the phone while I'm trying to make videos. Anyway, guys, tonight we built this Howa. It seems like a relatively solid gun. We'll be doing some exciting things to it over the next few months. We'll be dropping in a chassis, trigger job. We're gonna cut the barrel down, flute the barrel, the works. So basically the goal of this project is to see if we can take a relatively budget gun and build it into something that's a competitive matched gun that will compete with something to the likes of that, which is a custom Defiance. I had it built in America, and it's really expensive. But I think this, with some modifications, could get you very close. And that's what we aim to find out over the next few months. I hope you join me on this journey. But before we get into building the Howa, let's roll the intro. So first things first, let's unwrap this synthetic stock and get things cracking. Right, basically exactly what we're expecting. Synthetic rifle stock, pretty nice. 2 action screws there. Yeah, very standard from Howa. There's a nice little sling mount down there, which is cool. And some nice rubber padding. You can't see it, but the squishy factor on these do exist. Yeah, also a sling stud at the back, which is great. So let's park this guy over there and let's actually get down to the rifle action. This was delivered in a week and I actually held off to open this on camera. So yeah, first time I've been able to do that. Wait, more stuff to cut. Let's get through that. That in the world. It wants to come out like this. And big reveal. Stainless steel Howa 6.5 Creedmoor barreled action. This actually looks really nice. Although I've just spotted that they have engraved into the barrel, read manual before use. That doesn't seem very nice. One thing I always keep quite handy and close when I do open up things like this for the first time is some tissues. And I'd like to thank my wife for supplying these, because this is sometimes quite an oily affair. So let's just get these. Hold on to it like that, and just wipe off any excess oil that you don't get them on your clothes. Sometimes these do come, it actually depends, sometimes they do come pretty oiled up. Right, so let's discard that. And yeah, 24-inch barrel. This is the heavy barrel option, and yeah, I love my Howas. Let's double check that there's nothing in there, and yeah, that's nice. See that? That can be taken away very easily with a simple trigger job, and that's one of the things we'll definitely be doing on this rifle, because that amount of creep is not something I personally like, but we're going to have that sorted pretty soon on here. Right, so let's have a look at this. It's not bad, but we're definitely going to do a trigger job on this lady, and she will be very smooth shooting when we're done with her. Right, so let's go ahead and get this barreled action installed into the synthetic stock. And one thing I use for this is a torque wrench. I didn't always use one, but it's a very nice piece of kit, and it does make for a more consistent torque on those screws, because hand tight only gets you so far. So let's grab this sucker, and this is the bit we're going to need for this job. And I generally go to about 45 pounds of torque on these, and I've already gone preset this up to 45 pounds. And yeah, so first things first, we're gonna need to take the magazine well off, or the trigger guard, Okay, that pops right out. And same thing goes on the other side. And off she goes. Right, now we're gonna drop this right down here. And keep that like that. And then I quite like just to sort of keep one screw in. It just makes this process a little bit easier. Pop that into the magazine well. Insert that under screw. And then just get these to thread. Before we start torquing them down, we'll actually just get them to bite a little bit. After you get them to thread, I just tighten them until both are snug. So that's just about gone snug. I'm going to back off a little bit and then get to snug on this side. So this bottom metal can line up properly. Okay, just check the function of the magazine before we're gonna go ahead and snug everything in. That pops closed like it should. And so what I like to do now is to pull down and back slightly as I start tightening these up to the correct torque. And we should be almost there. Just go back and snug this one back up. Perfect. Okay, a little bit more on this side. And that's 45 pounds of torque right there. And that's pretty much it. Right, there we have it, guys. Rifle is securely placed in its stock. We need some scope bases, and then obviously we're going to need an optic on this. But as I said, we've got a lot of things planned for this rifle. This stock won't be its permanent home. It'll soon go into a different chassis. And yeah, we've got some fun things planned for this build. Next we'll be putting on the scope bases and add an optic to it. And yeah, I look forward to shooting this Howa 6.5 Creedmoor. One of the other things I want to be doing is I want to compare this to my current match rifle, which is a custom Defiance with the barred line barrel. It's really a high-end rifle, and I want to put these two side by side. I know it's not fair, but I want to see how the Howa fares up with that for you guys that want to get started in precision rifle.